Behind my childhood home, deep in the overgrown wooded acres, I've seen things that I'm quite certain are still there. Things I can't explain. Things, plural, is an understatement. I've seen something. Something which takes a human-like form of someone and is what I can attest to, by all accounts, nothing good. My first encounter was at age 8. My friend Alvin and some of our cousins, from both sides respectfully, were playing in the woods during summer break. It was a rare occasion due to my parents having rather demanding careers, and visits were far and few between. So, to celebrate this feat, I elected we play their favorite game. And, as macabre as it sounds, it's very lighthearted and simple. A game of our own making, called Reap the Damned, named mainly due to the loophole of swearing. Much like Marco Polo, the seeker, known as the reaper, is blindfolded and spun around several times, while the damned, standing in a circle around him or her, takes the selected amount of steps away from the reaper. Once the reaper stops spinning, they must walk in the direction they stopped, the same amount of steps as the damned, and shout, "The reaper has arrived," to which the damned must reply, "You'll never take me alive." The reaper can now remove the blindfold and begin to chase. Each player caught must sit on the ground until all players are captured, and whomever is last is now the reaper. I was captured last, so I became the reaper. While I suggested the game for my playmates, I'm not very good at it, and often will elect to play something different when it's brought up. It's all because I get turned around very easily when I can't see and extremely dizzy. Tamed now, but it was much stronger as a child. I was reaching my dizziest point after 3 spins, but completed the remaining spins as to not cheat. Took the chosen amount of steps, 20 for this round, and just as I opened my mouth to yell, I heard the sound of crunching leaves beside me. The steps were heavy, and I had no other choice but to assume it was Harvey, who often made too much noise during games of cat and mouse, so I was in luck to catch him first, as we all did. "The reaper has arrived," I gleefully shouted, my voice echoing out into the open area for a moment, then fell within the thick, abrupt, disorientating, and stifling silence. Suddenly, I heard simultaneous tapping on the trees surrounding me, like sticks breaking and snapping. My dizziness seemed to make it all blur into a familiar sound that resembled footsteps. They were partially drowned out by the loud singular thunk on the tree beside me, as if it were hit with a large branch. The vibration spread deep within my chest and were harsh. I took a few slow steps backward, away from the tree, hesitant to remove my blindfold and see what could be making such a horrid sound, all while my heart raced. In that moment, the only thing I knew was fear, overwhelming and pushed directly into me like no other, as if I was being forced to digest it. It amplified as rhythmic guttural clicks grew from the echoes of the one deep thunk. And that's when I realized it was right next to my face. Whatever solid object caused me to hear the reverberations of my shaking breath had blown its own hot, moist breath right back at me. I was too stunned to scream, too stunned to run, frozen, terrified. I could feel its hatred bellowing down on me. I knew for sure this was no friend of mine. I managed to move my leg away, shocked by my own movements in that moment that unfortunately caused me to lose my footing. Waiting for my back to meet the ground below, my heart couldn't take the fact of something I couldn't see and can only describe as more branches grabbing my shirt tightly and pulling me back up. Whatever it was that compelled me to take off the blindfold, I will never know, and I still regret. The twisted face of withered twigs and decaying bark were that of nightmares. Some I still have today. I gagged at the suffocating wet moss smell that poured from its mouth and choked the fresh air from my lungs. In that same hollow of its mouth was a looming darkness, slowly drawing me in. But I pushed as hard as I could to produce as much noise as my 8-year-old body could muster. As if I used all the air that remained in the woods, I filled my lungs to capacity and screamed with everything I had, to which the creature let me go. I hit my head pretty hard, and when I came to, my friends were surrounding me, and there was no creature in sight. After a few years of playing on and off in the woods, I often saw it lurking in the tree line, watching me and my friends playing. I'm in my 30s now and have children of my own. I'd be lying if I say I didn't consistently worry when they visit my parents, praying they don't have the misfortune of meeting the withered like I did.